Hey everybody, and welcome to Epic Everyday, our weekday podcast for busy, stressed out Christians who want to thrive, to find freedom and abundance and peace.
And who want to grow on today's episode.
Yes. I'm Liz Frericks, and this is my husband, Evan.
Good morning.
And we're so glad you guys are here with us on this wonderful Wednesday.
Yeah, I always say good morning. I wonder if people listen to this in the morning. If it's not the morning, let me know. Send me a tweet. But anyway, I'm really glad that you're here listening to the show today. If the show is interesting to you or helpful, please do share the show with a friend and spread the word of the CSCs. These are little 5 principles here for a growing, thriving spiritual life.
Growing, thriving life in general.
Yeah.
They're so transformative. So since it's Wednesday, our CSC of the day is being centered, which is living out of the essence of who God designed you to be. And this week we have been talking about doing hard things.
Yeah, this essence of who God created us to be, I think it's such an important thing to meditate on and just try to understand. You know, if we believe God is creator, people who create very deliberately. I mean, how often, I don't know, it's bad design if you see something that was haphazardly thrown together without a lot of foresight. But we're not like that. I mean, look at the complexity of our bodies, and you know, it's just, there is a plan. So we want to seek that and seek to understand it and trust in the plan.
Right. Yeah. And we talked about yesterday how God calls us to do hard things. And I realized we haven't really defined this, but by hard things, I mean, you know, pain or sacrifice in the short term, you know? So maybe that means that, at least for me, one of the things that I try to do every day is write 1,000 words on my novel.
Yeah.
And that
hard.
means that I'm not doing something else. And I can't tell you the number of times where I sit down on my computer and I'm just like, this is not what I want to do right now. My brain is not in writing mode. I don't even know what I'm going to say. And maybe I would rather be checking my email or checking my Facebook or playing a phone game or talking to my kids, or, you know, there's all these other things I could be doing.
Yeah. And when I think about it, it's more of just discomfort, which has to do with pain and sacrifice, I guess. But that's kind of the more, it's like, man, that doesn't sound very fun. But,
right.
You know, whatever it is that comes to mind when you think of that, it's probably, I mean, like we said on Monday, we want it to be hard for the right reasons. So, I mean, you could just make your life difficult by putting your finger in a pencil sharpener, I guess. And that's a hard thing. But there's no purpose in that. God operates through purpose, and he has deliberate action. What?
I don't know where you come up with these.
You told me to say that before the show.
Right.
Anyway, so as far as this goes today, just the line I was kind of meditating on, well, not really meditating, the line I thought of was that development is always part of the plan. You know, we're, again, like, look at a child. I mean, it's such a powerful example. Like, a baby doesn't just stay a baby.
Right.
It grows into an adult. And that's always been part of the plan. And the same with us. When we become a Christian, we're a spiritual baby, and the plan is to grow into a spiritual adult.
Right. One of the things that I was thinking about is exercising your muscles, you know?
Yeah.
Because if you exercise your muscles, in order for them to continue to grow, you have to keep stressing them. You have to go a little bit above and beyond what you did the time before. Mm-hmm. And if you stop doing that, then they actually atrophy, so you're losing muscle. So we want to do hard things because we want to keep growing and we want to have those strong character muscles.
Yeah, and doing, like with the exercise example, doing the hard things of, you know, jogging a mile today and 2 miles next month, you know, but you jog every day. Like, it makes the first mile that's hard today easier to do a month from now.
Right.
But then we're running longer and harder next time too, because we're always, you know, we can't say in our infinite wisdom that, you know what, I bet I needed to develop to a right about here in my life, and then I can just hang out. We can't get complacent.
Yeah. I hope that I'm somebody who keeps growing even till the day that I die, that I'm still learning something new, practicing, better character, and just continuing to be somebody that God's using.
Yeah. I was thinking about, there's another value in the Bible that we're commanded to be content as well. And I could see somebody saying, well, if I'm supposed to be content, maybe I'm content with my level of spiritual development. I think what that means is that we're called to be content with God's plan and the process of, getting pushed to do difficult things, to actually get out of your comfort zone and grow. Like, that's harder, to be content with that process and to be content with the difficulty. That's a higher calling than just being content with, I've got a comfortable life. I'm content. But I don't think that's a Christian's calling.
No, because God's constantly calling us, like we talked about, he's calling us to live beyond ourselves, to be empowered by the Holy Spirit, and to do the things that are beyond our ability.
Yeah. It reminds me of the song, It Is Well With My Soul. There's just
That's
things
such
in...
an awesome song.
Yeah, and there's things in that song that everybody deals with that are so difficult and cause so much sorrow and strife, and then we say to God, it is well. You're in control, not me.
Right.
And I'm content with what you're doing, and I'm going to follow you contently. And it's going to be a difficult path.
Yeah, I was thinking about how, self-discipline leads to a different life.
Yes.
I think a lot of the time we're just, it's easy to be low-level dissatisfied with your life and just not do anything about it. But every day that we don't do something about it, we're getting worse. I have intimate experience with this with my health because, I was frustrated that I was always tired and frustrated with my stress level and my anxiety. And we were treating it a little bit, but a lot of it was just like, well, this is just how it is. It's frustrating. And then I got sicker and sicker and eventually, ended up with an autoimmune disease and chronic fatigue and was in a wheelchair. And it wasn't until we were like, okay, this is enough.
Right.
Like we talked about last week, we hit bottom and we said, okay, we got to do whatever it takes to get back out of the wheelchair. It's been a difficult process of, daily going, okay, I am going to get enough sleep. I'm going to make sure that I eat enough of the right stuff. I'm going to make sure that I take my supplements even though I hate taking pills. It's all those little decisions throughout the day that are making huge difference.
Yeah.
Well,
the amazing thing is that we can see, we've got into the journey far enough to see that it's leading to a place of greater abundance and freedom.
Right.
We think it's freedom to say, no, thank you on the growth for now. I'm pretty content right here. And because that's a free choice, right?
Right.
But where we're going through the hard things is so much more freedom.
Right.
Just like the muscles example. If we work out, we're more free to not get so fatigued and to maybe, lift up a small car or something. Whereas we're not free to do it if we use our free will to choose not to go to the gym.
Right. Yeah, it's just amazing how that works. I don't know. It's mind-boggling to me that we can make decisions every day, the little decisions. Because I think sometimes what we're looking for when we're like, I want to change my life, I want to make things better somehow. We're looking for like, I'm going to win the lottery, something that is just like a split second, massive change.
And you don't have any control over that. It's just
right.
kind of a wish.
Right. Rather than the day in, day out, hard little decisions that really change us.
Yeah. And in a way, it's the tried and true method. Working out is pretty basic. There's always a new, what we're going to do? We're going to do P90X or there's all these different kind of packaging for
right.
the same idea, right? And then you kind of can trust the results, unless you're super sick or something and there's something wrong with your body. But
right.
And so that's what we're saying. These are tried and true spiritual methods to push into the discomfort, to surrender to God, to trust who God made us to be. It's tried and true. And yet somehow we still, in our our understanding of us have distorted that, and we've got to get the right perspective back.
As always, pick whether today is going to be awesome or not, whether you're going to strengthen those neural pathways to look for good things or strengthen the neural pathways that look for the not so good things in your life. We love you guys, and we are praying for you. Thanks to everybody that's been listening to the show and sharing the show. We really appreciate it. If you have found this episode helpful, please do share it. And come back tomorrow, and we're going to talk about getting help with hard things.
That sounds good, because this week's been talking about how difficult it is. So we'll get some help tomorrow.
Yes. All right, you guys. Have an awesome Wednesday.